Order the city council meeting for February 13th. It's 7 p.m. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Armstrong,
Here.
Councilmember Rubio,
Here.
Councilmember Veros.
Here.
Vice Mayor Perkins,
Here.
Mayor Hudson.
Here.
Item
Okay.
2, Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next item, please.
Item 3, announcements. 3.1, changes and additions to the agenda. We have none this evening. Item 3.2, if you would like to speak under public comment or regarding an agenda item, please fill out a speaker card and bring it to the front to the city clerk. Item 4, public comment.
Okay, public comment is open. Now is the time for anyone in the audience to address the city council on items that are not on the agenda, or if you want to talk about an item that's on the consent calendar. Item 6. Or item 6. Do we have any speaker cards?
I have 4 speaker cards for this item.
Okay,
The first is from Bernie Shalai.
okay, Bernie. Please take up to 3 minutes.
Good evening, Mayor Hudson, Vice Mayor Perkins, council members and city staff. My name is Bernie Shalai and I am the co-president of the San Ramon Valley Rotary Evening Club. We are here tonight to announce that our club will be hosting our second script spelling bee competition on February 25th at the Amador Rancho Community Center, and I believe you have some flyers to that. To further explain about the event, I would like to introduce our club's youth service director, Sudha Panagani, for more details.
Suda?
Good evening, respected mayor and council members. This is a very big event for city of San Ramon and also for our club, San Ramon Valley Rotary Club. And this is an event which we conducted last year, and we sent 3 students to the Scripps Nationals, and all the 3 students made it to the finals, and they ranked 4th, 5th, and 6th. And we are hoping that they'll do better this year. And we are going to conduct this year also. We are organizing the entire event this year also in Rancho Community Center in our very own San Ramon. And there are 300 schools participating across Bay Area in this event, and they range from San Francisco to Sonoma, all the counties. And these are public schools, charter schools, and homeschooled students are all participating. And there are 550 students competing online test as we speak this week, and out of which we will be inviting 50 students to come on site to qualify for the nationals, and we'll be sending again 3 more students. And we just wanted to bring awareness to the community, and also we are requesting support from community and you to make it as a big success. And this is really a remarkable event for city and for our club as well, and for the, of course, for the students. And we wish them very best of luck as well. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to bring awareness for this event in this meeting.
Thank you. Is there a council member division?
Yeah, I wouldn't get past first round. Good luck.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Maria Mello.
Good evening. My name is Maria Mello, and I have lived in San Ramon for over 20 years with my husband and 3 kids. Now my elderly parents are also living with us. They escaped the war in Ukraine and they lost everything. We are in need of affordable senior housing for them. And we were very excited about the Aspenwood Senior Apartments built in our neighborhood. Unfortunately, my experience has been negative. The waitlisting process was broken. The process of assigning units to the waitlisted candidates was not transparent. And also I have contacted the Planning Services Department multiple times, and unfortunately the response was we do not get involved. This is managed by the developer. So I would like to provide some context for as much time as I have, but the main question to me is which body oversees the process and who ensures that the developer follows the process, which is transparent, fair, and also well managed. We have called and emailed, and as soon as the leasing sign came up on August 29th, I remember the date, we were trying to get them on the wait list. Nobody was answering the phone, so we went to the website. The website on the front page could provide your name and contact information to be added to the wait list, which is what we did. However, nobody could find their names. We did it multiple times. And so we went back and forth and they kept moving down on the wait list. Finally, we got a call from the leasing agency last week saying that, "Oh, are your parents San Ramon residents?" And I said, "Yes, they are. It's in the application." "Well, we do not have, we are told that we do not have any affordable units available to them, but you can take 60% AMI, which is not what we can afford, and you can pay the rent." And unfortunately, we can't do it, my husband and I. And so we wanted to ensure that the process is fair, that when we applied to the wait list and their position, and as San Ramon residents who also get priority for senior affordable housing, that they get that chance. So I wanted to create awareness. I'm happy to provide any more details, have everything recorded and collected. And I wanted to thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak about it. And if there's anything I can do more to ensure that this process runs smoothly, I'm happy to do that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. By law, we can't discuss it tonight, but we do have a name and I believe contact information when you submitted your comment card. And if there's anything we can do, somebody will be getting back to you. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Do we have your contact information on your blue card?
Yes, I have.
We have, okay.
Thank
The next speaker, please.
you. Manish Patar. Okay, you're gonna go together.
Good evening, everyone. Namaste to respected mayor, esteemed members of the San Ramon City Council, and fellow residents. I, Srinivas, and with me, Mahesh, who is working next to me, before you today to share the inspiring initiative that promotes health and unity in our community. The 17th Annual Yoga for Health for Humanity Yogathon, organized by Hindu Swayam Sevak Sangh, which is said to be HSS. Health for Humanity Yogathon, which ran from January 13th to January 28th this year, invited everyone, regardless of their age, gender, race, ethnicity, nationality, or faith, to participate in the practice of Surya Namaskar, or sun salutation, a yogic sequence done in reference to the sun with breathing exercise. Research highlights numerous physical and mental health benefits associated with regular practice of sun salutation. The Yogathon in the history since 2007 has been practiced from 43 states in participants, irrespective of their background, have collectively performed over 4 million sun salutations. This reflects Yogathon's success in fostering diversity and inclusion while performing public health equity. Community leaders and elected officials across the nation have recognized and appreciated this initiative, leading to numerous proclamations from mayors, governors, Congress members, and senators. Notably, the Let's Move initiative from Michelle Obama declared HSS as the partner in 2012 in recognition of the Yogathon.
Namaste and good evening, everyone. Allow me to share some local achievements for Yogathon 2024. Residents in San Ramon have completed over 18,500 sun salutation, while in Tri-Valleys, residents collectively completed more than 40,000 sun salutation during January 2024. More than 350 students from the California High School, 5 middle and elementary schools, and 6 organizations across Tri-Valley are participated and collectively completed over 6,000 sun salutation. In conclusion, Sun Salutation Yogathon stands for as a beacon of health, unity, community spirit. On behalf of Hindu Swayam Sangh, I express sincere gratitude to San Ramon city residents and its council members for your continuous support and enthusiastic participation in 17th Sun Salutation help for yogathon. Okay. While this event is a health focus, and HSS also focuses on serving the community by conducting teachers appreciation, education for all, backpack drive, conducting the blood drive, food collection drive, and San Ramon Service Week events. Dhanyavad. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your concern.
Next speaker, please.
That was the last speaker for this item.
Okay, we'll close the public comment. What's the next item?
Item 5, consent calendar.
Anybody wishing to pull the consent calendar? Oh, we're back to really pushing a button.
Oh,
At
And
5-0,
moved and seconded.
everybody vote.
Yes.
Looks like it.
Looks like it's adopted.
Go.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Thank you. Item 6, special presentation, 6.1, recognizing the Santa Rosa Police Department's 2023 Supervisor of the Year, Employee of the Year, and Officer of the Year. Introduction by Police Chief Denton Carlson.
The chief.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. It's always a pleasure to be in front of you, speaking with you. But tonight is one of those special occasions that I really, really value because we get to be in front of you as an organization and in front of the public to recognize people who are doing great work. And I know you are all aware of the great work that happens throughout our organization, but without question, there's always people who stand out every single year. And so being able to publicly acknowledge the work that's been accomplished by these individuals over the past year really is exciting for me. I know I mention it all the time that I have the best job in the world, but the reason why I have the best job in the world is because of people like these who make my job the best. And so it's with great excitement that we're here in front of you to recognize these individuals. So I'd like to ask Matt Scully, Teresa Sanchez, and Brady McKinney to come up front. We'll talk a little bit about them, maybe make fun of them a little bit. I know Matt has a 30-minute speech roughly prepared. So
Put the
But-
timer on.
but I do want to recognize them for everything that they've done over the past year. It really has been an exceptional year for our organization, and for them to stand out and to really excel to such a degree is just a testament to who they are. So first of all, Matt has been with our organization for coming up on 10 years now, and just since he's joined us, just has made us better from the start. A little less than 2 years ago, Matt was promoted to sergeant, and for him to dive into that role and then be recognized as a supervisor a year that quickly really is a testament to who he is. An integral member of our peer support team, always there for people in our organization. And one of the things that I think is most impressive about Matt is he's a leader. And those of you know, and you're well aware that being a leader doesn't come with a title. It comes with who you are as a person. And Matt exemplifies that. As a supervisor, you know, I take great pride in who we have as a group of supervisors because realistically, the sergeants are the ones that run our organization. They're there day to day, they're leading by example, and they're taking charge of anything that happens in the city immediately. And so the sergeants are the ones that really are the heart of the organization and running it. And so to be able to recognize Matt for the work that he's done, the contributions that he's made to officer wellness within our organization, and really for the leadership and the example that he does is fantastic. So Matt, thank you very much. Teresa is here as well. And of anybody in the room who's probably the most uncomfortable right now, it's probably Teresa. Matt and Brady crave the spotlight. They like it shining on them all the time. They appreciate the recognition. But Teresa has always been just one of the most dedicated people within our organization. But for a lot of the time, it's just in the background. And I think that's the way she likes it. Works as hard as anybody in our building, but is so just critical to the success of our Community Resource and Crime Prevention Division. And I know Councilmember Rubio and Councilmember Veros, just last week, you were on an email. that was sent by a community member about a neighborhood watch program that Teresa organized and led, and just the rave reviews that came across in that email about how pleased the neighborhood was to set that up and to be a part and get the information. And that's just one of the things that Teresa does, is managing our neighborhood watch program. She's also a critical component of our community academy, which starts this Thursday. And again, probably as she would prefer, in the background, but she is there as the backbone of all of these different events, from our different community resource and crime prevention outreach events, our coffee with the cop, organizing the pumpkin patch so the kids can come out and the officers can be involved, and so many different components. And one of the things that really goes unseen that Teresa does so much is managing all of the permits that come through the San Ramon Police Department. Permits for solicitors who are going out that have to be permitted within the San Ramon, for massage establishments. All of those things run through Teresa. And one of the things that I value so much is her dedication and her effort that she puts into all of the reviews and all of the processing. As the chief of police, I have to look through all of them and make sure they're okay, but I know I don't need to, because when they come from Teresa and they end up on my desk, I know everything is taken care of and everything is squared away and vetted to the degree that it needs to be for this community. So Teresa, you're Employee of the Year, and thank you so much for everything you contributed to San Ramon Police Department. And last but not least, Brady McKinney. Brady serves as a detective in our investigations bureau. And back in March, as all of you may recall, we had a pretty significant incident at the city center where the Heller Jewelers was taken over by a robbery crew. Lead detective in that investigation was Brady McKinney. And over the course of 3 or 4 months, the work and the dedication that he put in and leading the investigation team to bring that case to fruition with federal charges against multiple individuals, simultaneous search warrant services all on a single day in multiple states to bring people to justice who had committed that crime, was outstanding. We could sit and talk about the case and the investigation involved in that probably for the next hour if we needed to, because it was so intricate and so well done. Organizations throughout all of law enforcement, from the DEA to the ATF to the FBI, all involved in this joint operation that was led by Brady. So a phenomenal piece of work that he conducted throughout the entire year associated with that investigation. But that's just a small component of what Brady does. And although you may see accolades for solving this case and this case, Brady plays such an incredible role in our organization when it comes to officer wellness. There may be somebody in the back of the room who has created t-shirts associated with a nickname that Brady may have of Buck, where it's Body by Buck, because before Brady joined the San Ramon Police Department, he was a personal trainer. And he has made himself available for the health and wellness of people in our organization, from nutritional advice to physical fitness advice to workout routines, all of those different things, just because he cares. And I think that's one of the things that is just a common theme with these 3 individuals, is they care so much. They care about this profession, they care about this department, and they care about the San Ramon community and serving it to their best of the abilities. So it is my pleasure to announce to you our award winners for 2023, our Supervisor of the Year, Matt Scully. Congratulations. Again, our Employee of the Year, Teresa Sanchez. And our Office of the Year, Brady McKinney. So 30-minute speech? Okay. Thank you so much, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
I was waiting for the 30-minute speech. Any comments from the council before? So I have one for Teresa.
I wanted
Go
to
ahead.
say that how proud we are of the work you guys do. I mean, today you stepped right up and took care of whatever issue there was at Iron Horse and did some investigating and found that it unlikely that it has any real basis, but you guys stepped right up and did that. And every day, you know, every time, it seems like something gets posted on Nextdoor or one of the others, there's 100 people that will say, way to go, SRPD. And you really are heroes in this community, and we're so grateful for you.
Yeah, I'll just say congratulations to Matt and Teresa and Brady. Great job. And I had a privilege of seeing Brady get recognized also at a recent dinner, the VFW Post 75 recognition dinner. But great work by these outstanding individuals from SRPD that you see here. But we know that for every one of you, there's a whole police department full of fantastic people serving our community. So thanks to all of you, the people you lead, the people you serve. Well done. Congratulations.
Excellent. Thank you. And I just wanted to say to Teresa, if they haven't told you that, I'm not allowed in the police academy. So I tried it one time and we were simulating somebody breaking into a warehouse. And we were supposed to go into the bathrooms when we were over at the other City Hall, 2222 Camino Ramon. And so I went in and I told them to come out once, they didn't, I shot them. So they won't let me go through it anymore. But you know, when you go through this, you get a feel for what these guys have to go through that with real guns. It's not fun and games every day. You just never know. And we really appreciate it. And I'm reminded of what we saw on these guys in Houston, off-duty police, and they faced down an AR-15. I don't know if that was the smartest thing in the world, but it saved a lot of lives. And that's what the job is. And we've got these kind of people, and we're so happy to have you on board. Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Sridhar?
So congratulations, Matt, Teresa, and Brady for all your great services and for your recognition today. As you know, we received recently a latest award about we are medium size within the cities. We are the safest city to raise a family. So that recognition, we got it because of all your exceptional services for our community. So I want to extend that sincere gratitude and thanks for all your commitment and your dedication. As Chief mentioned, it's all it takes is leadership. And every one of our SRPD, I consider them as the best leaders within our community, and you are our shining star within the community. Once again, congratulations. Thanks for all your great services.
And as Steve said, it's the sergeants that really do it, not the same thing in the Army, right? I know it is in the Air Force. Marisol?
Yes. So I just want to say first and foremost, thank you to all of you for your service. It is a very tough job. And honestly, I think it's more than a job. I think it's family for many of you. Just as was mentioned, how, you've taken the leadership to try to keep your fellow police officers and staffers healthy. That's really important. We often underestimate that. And, it's really about taking care of each other so that you can be your very best at what you do. And honestly, you are this police department is very exemplary. It is really a paradigm that I've always told Denton, can we replicate you and all of the people and stuff? It'd be really nice. But it's just really, it takes all of you working together to make it as exceptional as it is. And I just want to thank you for your work and applaud you for everything that you're doing. That's about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Item 7, deferred consent items. We have none. Item 8, unfinished business. Item 8.1, public hearing, resolution number 2024-020, repealing and replacing the citywide traffic impact mitigation fees. Staff report by Dev Fear, Senior Civil Engineer.
Hi, Tim.
Good
You have the
evening,
floor.
Mayor and City Council members. So I was here last January and the resolution to repeal and replace the citywide traffic impact mitigation fees was introduced. And I also presented the citywide traffic impact fee study update. I do have the full presentation here tonight if you would like to hear it, or I could do a 30-second synopsis.
Is it the same presentation we got in January?
Yes.
30 seconds.
Yeah. I'm good. with
Just for
that.
anybody that might want to get up and speak.
Mhm.
Okay. So the study was prepared to incorporate current construction cost, land use assumptions, and the future city transportation needs. The resulting proposed fees are presented in Table 1 in the staff report, and I can bring that all up also from the, would you like me to bring that up?
While you're doing that, ask the city attorney. Can I open the public hearing or do I need a motion?
We could get a motion to open the public hearing.
The time comes.
Out of dead air, I was just trying to help it.
Sorry. Next. Come on. There we go. So the proposed fees that are shown are the maximum that can be assessed based on the current capital improvement program. The fees provide most of the funding that is needed to complete the listed eligible CIP projects. However, several of the projects will require supplemental funding. So the purpose of this meeting is to repeal and replace the citywide traffic impact mitigation fees. And staff recommends that City Council open the public hearing to consider the proposed resolution, close the public hearing, deliberate, and if appropriate, adopt the resolution repealing and replacing the citywide traffic impact mitigation fees. And I am available for questions if you have any.
Any questions to staff?
I have one question regarding
ahead,
this
Sridhar.
proposed fees, the percentages, changes in percentages. Is it based on what metrics we come up with that number? I just want to make sure we share that information with the community.
How we come up with the number? The percent change is the difference between the current fee and the proposed fee. The proposed fee is calculated with the projects from our capital improvement program, the cost of those. Then we determine based on the regional forecasting model, what the number of trips associated with new development that's coming into the city. And then we calculate the cost per trip. And then, we use some other multiplication factors to get a proposed fee. And so the proposed fee or the percent change is a difference from the existing fee versus a proposed fee.
Okay.
You have easy access to the table that showed our fees compared to other local city fees?
I do. I think it's the. I do not have that in a,
I know that was in the report in the.
yes,
staff
I
report.
have a graph that shows the difference. The difference of single family,
No, I was thinking
Here.
of the difference between us and Pleasanton and Livermore and Dublin and
right?
Walnut Creek.
So the red on the graph represents the average of the nearby jurisdictions.
Well, that's good, yes.
Okay. And then the blue is our proposed fee and the green is our existing.
So when it comes single family homes, we're roughly half. And multifamily, we're less than half. Retail, we're what, 2/3, and office, we're 3/4 or 7/8, roughly.
Yes.
Okay, but we are lower than the average of nearby jurisdictions.
Yes.
That's the point I was
Yes.
trying to make with the question.
Okay.
We are lower than the average of the jurisdictions in our area. Okay, but we did increase ours. Roads cost a lot and maintaining them costs a lot. So,
Especially when you want to be the best and we're right.
well,
up there
yeah,
at
if
the
we're
top.
gonna keep a 78 PCI, that's a hard thing. That's a hard thing. And I know Robin's back there. Yeah, 78 PCI is a hard thing to keep. And
Hard thing to
And
get. to.
even with that, our proposal is still significantly less in single family and multifamily.
yes.
We're still lower comparatively, right? So it's good. Thank you.
So Teresa, my question is the same one I had back in January, but just for the benefit of any the public who didn't have the benefit to hear that this fee proposal is not passed on to current residents living in their homes or their residences. These are proposed for new developments, and really the developer is paying these fees. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
It's a one-time fee at the time of permits and things like that.
Yes.
And there's not gonna be a lot of commercial coming up, right, Deborah? So the house is probably gonna be footing the bill for what the needs are. It's just a fact of life. You don't see a lot of commercial going up there.
Not a lot of new office either.
Nope. Any other questions, or I'll ask for a motion? Thank you, Deborah.
I'll move, we open the public hearing for the open the public hearing.
Do I have a second? We have a motion, Perkins, and a second. I think Veros. She's quick.
I did the move and I think.
Oh,
Perkins did that.
There you go.
well, okay, now we need to vote and we decide whether we're opening the public hearing. I think it's a 5 vote, isn't it? The public, let's open the public hearing. Do
That one.
we have any cards? Okay. Is there anyone here wishing to speak to this item? Garrett, you want to speak to the fees?
Just one quick question, and that is, hi, good evening, all you special people. If I apply for a permit, do I have to pay for these fees? If I want a permit to remodel my house?
No,
Okay,
it's
Thank
not for remodeling. This is for construction of. new
construction of
residences.
new only, okay.
But if you'd
Thank you.
like to pay, we'll make a new fee for you.
We're doing a good job as residents. I think.
Administrative Services Director right there will take your check.
Okay. So do we have a motion to close the public?
Motion to
hearing?
close. Oh, see who am I gonna? There we go.
We have a second.
Let someone to do second.
Come on, Sammy. There we go.
We have a motion, and a second to close the public hearing,
Okay.
and we have 5 out of 5 say we're closed.
Hit your blue button. There we go. Okay,
So what is the pleasure of the council?
any further discussion?
Any further discussion?
No, I'm grateful that the staff took, what was it, been 6 years since we updated this fee? Deborah, is that right? 6 years? Yeah, that seems long in terms of the time between updates on fees, and I'd like to make sure we don't let it go much longer than that. We certainly don't want it to go longer than that in the future. Every 3 to 4 years, it sounds would be appropriate. Do we apply a CPI kind of increase to these as we go on, or do the just, yes, okay, so it gets a CPI. But that doesn't always cover the cost of construction, the cost of right of way and some of these other things that apply. Okay. I'll move the motion to approve resolution 2024-020, repealing and replacing the citywide traffic impact mitigation fee.
Okay.
I
We have a
second that.
Second for Rose, okay. A lot of votes in.
Mhm.
Unless there's any further discussion, I didn't see it.
Hit your blue button.
Too bad I couldn't go backwards and get Aspenwood, but
Well, anybody that's
I'll
already
threaten
pulled-
him with it when I see him Thursday.
everybody that's pulled permits doesn't apply.
Yeah.
In
So it
fact,
looks like
if you've already have an approved plan,
we
it
can't do
doesn't
it.
apply.
Yeah, once you even just the application going in.
Okay.
Okay, it looks like it's 5 out of 5, so we passed the new section C412 and C416 and 417 of the San Ramon Municipal Code. There's new mitigation fees that'll go into effect when Martin License puts a date down there and we sign it. Okay, next item, please.
Item 8.2, public meeting to renew the San Ramon Valley Tourism Improvement District staff report by Scott Cole, Deputy City Manager.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is a continuation from the prior meeting where we started the conversation. This is the second step in that process. Tonight, we will, this will be a verbal staff report to initiate this second step. We have joining us tonight from Discover San Ramon, the president of the Discover San Ramon, Dennis Garrison. We're here tonight to hear any testimony related to opening the public hearing, and the action before council tonight is to initiate the public hearing and then continue to April 9th to hear any testimony from the community on this subject. So, are there any questions? Otherwise, I can turn it over. I know there were questions for the district.
Any questions of staff before we turn them loose? Okay, we need the motion now.
Well, we want to hear from the president of the Discover San Ramon,
Okay,
good friend of ours.
former council member Dennis Garrison.
I would propose that you have an impact fee on Gary Chapin. Every time I come here, he's sitting in the same seat.
Well,
We can't be the only one that comes if we.
When I was here last time, I got some feedback from the council, what they would like to see from Discover San Ramon. Understanding that in the last year, we have a new general manager for the San Ramon Marriott, a new general manager for the Hyatt, a new general manager for the Sonesta. So we essentially have a new board. So I convey to the new board the wishes that the council had to see more community involvement. And they were kind enough to listen to that. And one of our first actions was to appoint the sales manager from the Sonesta Hotel, Mrs. Candice Estelle, who is here. And she is going to be the liaison between the community, the chamber, and Discover San Ramon.
Good,
She's a
thank you.
very enthusiastic, talented lady.
thank you.
And she's going, before we leave, she's going to give you all her business card. And you can give her all your ideas. And Discover San Ramon will approve them or not approve them, modify them, whatever. Keep in mind that my role on Discover San Ramon is to keep the hotels between the white lines. In other words, I'm really as much representing you as I am the hotels. They have to comply with the Brown Act. They have to comply with the terms of the agreement and what Discover San Ramon is supposed to do, which I remind you is to spend money that they collect from their rooms. The rooms that they rent is $2 per night. And the idea is to generate more room nights in San Ramon, which increases traffic to businesses and restaurants and other activities. And the caveat that I would point out is it needs to be profitable business for the hotels.
Right.
And I do want to point that out on their behalf. It's easy to get room nights. It's harder to get profitable room nights. And the hotel industry has changed. You're all aware of that from my visit here last time. Since I was here last time, there have been announcements of 2 major hotels in San Francisco closing. The 500 and some odd room Hyatt Hotel in San Mateo is closing. It's a tough time in the hotel industry. So I would suggest that you keep that in mind as you come up with ideas for what you'd like Discover San Ramon to do. I will say that the new GMs are more community involved, want to be community involved than the past group. So I think that'll be a good sign. It'll give you an opportunity to express your concerns and they'll listen. I mean, they want to be more involved in the community, more involved with the chamber. Candice and I are meeting tomorrow with the chamber and a representative from Sunset Development. So I think you'll see a more community involved activity from Discover San Ramon because we have new people and new circumstances. And if you'd like to ask Estelle any questions, I'm sure she'd be happy to get up here and answer them.
Want to welcome her to the program and grateful to have someone who's got that focus.
Hello, thank
Hello.
you.
Go ahead.
So I'm Candice Estelle with Sonesta Select and one of the 6 hotels with Discover San Ramon. But if you have any questions.
Give them all your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, give them to her, she'll pass them on.
Okay.
Thank you very much for coming tonight.
Yes.
No, thank you. Look forward to working with you guys.
Yes.
So Dennis, just a general question, for either of you. Is the focus kind of changing in terms of what the audience we're trying to appeal to bring people in to have the hotel stays and things like that, as opposed to tourism like, entertainment or, shopping or golf or hiking in our hills? Is it changing to more of a business centric or conference model, or where are we going on this?
But this market has changed pre-COVID to post-COVID to post-COVID.
Okay.
Pre-COVID, it was all business. Yeah, the hotels were doing very well Sunday night through Thursday night. The goal of Discover San Ramon was to get people to come here on Friday night and Saturday night. Post-COVID, it was more, there isn't a whole lot of business travel. It was trying to get people here more on the weekends. Where post-COVID, we have more business Sunday through Thursday than we've had in the past couple of years. But we're still heavily dependent upon weekend activity. I wouldn't necessarily call it tourism as much as activity related things.
Yeah.
Weddings are very big right now in San Ramon. And I would say that's probably, and we approach it from the point of view that any activity has to benefit all of the hotels. So any activity we do, all hotels have to have the opportunity to participate. But understanding that San Ramon Marriott is the big meeting space. So and we want to bring in things for the other hotels that when the big meetings come to Marriott, all the other hotels have an opportunity to participate and have additional business.
And a lot of cultural events and things like that too. Big cultural events, sporting events.
Exactly. And I think the approach that we're looking at taking is from a business standpoint, looking to bring in more conferences and more compression. One, because the Marriott can take on larger conferences and things, and we're looking to take advantage of some of the opportunities from neighboring cities that we may have. So we're looking at spending some of those funds on travel shows and things of that nature. But also a community piece is connecting with our sports segment and bringing in and finding out if we can bring in more tournaments or another type of sport tournament to the area. So we're looking to bring in more room nights and really create more business and compression. And if that goes to the Marriott first, that's fine, but it will be overflow for the other hotels. So we're looking at all of those.
Like a Taylor
opportunities.
Swift concert or something?
Well, that's closer to the Concord Pavilion, but if we could host something like that, we would try it. We're open to creativity.
Yeah, we've done already. LPGA was a big thing when it was here. It'd be nice to have it come back. And I mean, that would be a biggie. Unfortunately, we didn't get aggressive enough and they made their headquarters to Lafayette's, Best Western or whatever that thing is on the outskirts of town. East side, but yeah, it'd be nice. Send them a letter, tell them they can come back.
Well, we will certainly look into doing that. And that's some of the things that we are, working on is not only to, we're looking at with Sunset Development, partnering with them and making sure that their tenants understand and know what we're capable of doing, and with any of their meetings that they may want to bring into San Ramon that they usually hold out of state. So we're, really coming together as a hotel collective.
One of the biggest things I've ever seen come here that I thought was very successful when they here was Daughters of the American Revolution. It was at Marriott too. But you know what happens? You don't have rooms there that other people succeed too. But they turned out big numbers.
But we'll look into that.
So thanks for taking our feedback and taking the right measures. I think especially working with our Chamber of Commerce as well as working with the community. one thing I definitely want to, I would love to see is involving our nonprofit organizations within the community. They do play a pretty big role in events. There are pretty huge events that happens within San Ramon. That's one thing I would definitely like to see if you can include that on the cultural side as well as the sports. As we already mentioned, we do have one of the best fields thanks to our Parks and Community Services department, who do great job on both cultural side as well as on the sports side. So we should be able to leverage the nonprofit work, the organizations that they do a lot of good work in our organization. So it will be great if you can include them within your framework. My assumption, maybe our guess is that you are going to be creating your framework and then you'll work through all your plans. So it will be great even if you can have some transparency on that so that we can have more visibility on what activities Discover San Ramon is doing. So that will also help us to provide feedback. It's not like we want to police or something, but definitely we want to provide our feedback as much as we can based on your work. But thanks, I appreciate Dennis for doing this.
Yes, absolutely. Looking forward to following up and you guys seeing all the wins that we have.
Thank you.
So did you have a question for Dennis? He was looking
I
to.
just wanted to say that thank you first of all for coming today. And I look forward to working with you and seeing all the great ideas that you're going to bring forward in this space. I think it's exciting. It's an exciting time in San Ramon. Yeah, a lot of opportunity for growth. So in terms of business and just the environment, you know, creating a downtown that's very lively and active. So looking forward to it.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the council then this time?
Let's see, what do we gotta do here?
Before you move, we do have a public comment card for this item.
Okay, and we did vote to open the public hearing, correct?
We don't have to vote on it. You can just.
Okay,
open it.
okay, we'll open it up to public comments.
Heidi Kenniston-Lee.
She looks familiar.
Hello, everybody. Mayor Hudson, Vice Mayor Perkins, and council members. My name is Heidi Kenniston-Lee. I'm president of the San Ramon Chamber of Commerce, and I wanted to share a few comments with you today. When I last addressed the City Council about Discover San Ramon, I shared with you how grateful the San Ramon Chamber of Commerce is for Discover San Ramon's support and partnership. What's really exciting is not only has the Discover San Ramon continued its support, we are seeing renewed energy, increased engagement, and strong leadership from the hotel members. And of course, an example of that is the fact that Candice is here. It exemplifies the fact that they're engaged, they're ready to go. Dennis, who's been steadfast and strong and a rock for this program, has been amazing. We're especially excited that the new Marriott General Manager, Sean Milburn, brings considerable experience with tourism improvement districts and chambers of commerce. I think he mentioned to me he's worked with 4 chambers of commerce and a couple of different tourism districts. So he brings so much experience to his role as Discover San Ramon board member. We have been actively exploring the most effective ways the chamber can collaborate with Discover San Ramon, leveraging our resources to successfully promote San Ramon as a business and hospitality hub, to foster economic vitality, and to invest in and celebrate community, which is also important to us. With challenges such as the pandemic in our rearview mirror, with revitalization of the San Ramon Chamber, and with increasing momentum at Discover San Ramon, and a genuine interest in investing in the local economy, now is the time to give Discover San Ramon a fair shot at what it was intended to do, to make dollars generated in San Ramon work for San Ramon. The San Ramon Chamber of Commerce is in favor of the 5-year Discover San Ramon renewal, as we truly look forward to the powerful potential of our collective efforts to showcase San Ramon as a premier destination where people want to stay, eat, work, live, play, and do business. Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Close public hearing.
okay, we'll close the public hearing. The matter before us is a 5-year renewal, is that correct?
Well, no, we have to continue the meeting to
Okay.
April 9th. So I just move that we move to continue this item to the meeting on April 9th for hopefully final approval.
Okay, we have a motion from Perkins. Do we have a second? Rubio? All those in favor, press the button. Okay, looks like everybody wants to continue.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
See,
Thank you.
it makes a difference when you bring Gary.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for coming.
Okay.
Next item, please.
Item 9, new business. 9.1, Arts Advisory Committee Annual Report, introduction by Adam Chow, Recreation Supervisor.
Adam. My speech therapist.
All right. Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. It is my pleasure to be here this evening to be able to talk about our arts programs in San Ramon. One of the great growing programs that we have offered through the Parks and Community Services Department. We've had the pleasure over the last year of actually significantly growing our arts programs with the San Ramon Art Summit that we had, where we hosted with art stakeholders throughout the community, including our arts businesses, teachers, students, patrons, to be able to have conversations about where the arts is going to go here in San Ramon. So we've been very happy about that. In addition to that, we also opened the Doherty Station Community Arts Center this year in August, and we've been very happy with the success that that building has had and the programs that we've been able to offer it for our artists, our arts patrons, and our community as well. And so what we're going to be doing this evening is we are having the Arts Advisory Committee come to talk about their feedback that they've given to the staff this year, programs that they've been doing, and be able to support for arts in the community. So with that, I'm going to introduce Ranjini Venkatachari, who is the chair for the Arts Advisory Committee, to give the annual report.
Thank you so much, Adam. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and City Council member. I'm so excited to be here today to talk about our annual report for the Arts Advisory Committee. So the Arts Advisory Committee's purpose is to provide ongoing input to the City of San Ramon on the provision and delivery of cultural art programs and services in San Ramon. Can we move on to the first slide? Or should I be? Okay. So committee charge, support and promote cultural and performing arts programs in San Ramon, provide advice, counsel, recommendations, and feedback to the City of San Ramon on the provision, selection, and delivery of public art and cultural art programs, events, and services. Our committee members, Ranjini Venkatachari, that's myself, the chair, Shelly Berry, vice chair, who's here today for support. Thanks, Shelly, for coming. Venkatachintapalli, Madhuri Karanam, Lisa Razanowski, Naina Shastri, Patricia Valentine, and our alternates, Satyakala Jargamuli, Srinivasa Manapragada, and Marisol Rubio, our City Council liaison, and Bill Drolik, our Parks and Rec Commission liaison. Accomplishments and actions in 2023. Review current art programs and classes within the city and make recommendations to the staff for improvement. The committee received 4 presentations on the current art programs and classes within the city, including the program plan for the Doherty Station Community Arts Center, visual and performing arts classes and camps, theater operations at the Doherty Valley Performing Arts Center and Front Row Theater, and a presentation about the Poet Laureate program. The committee provided comments and feedback on all our 4 presentations. We got to select the artist's commission an original piece of artwork for the San Ramon Art and Wind Festival. The committee assisted staff with the selection of an artist to create original piece of artwork that was used for promotional material for the annual festival. Rhonda Chase was selected as the artist for this year. Review art gallery exhibit proposals and select exhibits for the Lindsay Drix Brown Gallery, the Alcosta Senior Community Center, the Doherty Station Community Arts Center, the City Hall Gallery, and the San Ramon Main Library. The Arts Advisory Committee reviewed a multimedia presentation depicting representative artwork from 50 artists and arts groups. The committee ranked each submission and provided feedback to the staff for the selection. So 12 artist groups were selected to exhibit at the Lindsay Drix Brown Gallery, 11 in the Alcosta Senior Center. Oh, it's the same slide. I'm just giving more information. 10 artists were selected for the Doherty Art Station Community Center, and 11 artist groups were selected for the City Hall and 5 at the San Ramon Gallery. Reviewing public art proposals from private developments and make recommendations for acceptance to the Planning Commission. It is within the purview of the committee to make recommendation to the Planning Commission on public art proposals from private developments. The Art Advisory Committee did not receive any public art proposals this year. Review cultural growth grant applications and recommend grant amounts to staff. The committee received, reviewed, and approved 2 cultural growth grant applications last year for Hansamo Korean Showcase and Love for Piano Recital. Encourage Art Advisory Committee members to be an ambassador for arts, attend a minimum of 4 arts events per year in San Ramon, and provide feedback to the staff. Committee members generally attend more than 4 or 5 events a year regularly to provide feedback to the committee meetings. Host an art summit in 2023 for art stakeholders to provide community feedback on the delivery of arts programs and activities. The San Ramon Art Summit was hosted on March 23 at the San Ramon Community Center. The 65 attendees included art students, teachers, professional artists, art businesses, art patrons, and art administrators who provided feedback on the future of the arts in San Ramon. Update cities of San Ramon for the 5-year cultural plan for 2023 to 2027. The feedback from the Art Summit provided valuable information to update priorities in the 5-year cultural plan. The committee has reviewed the summaries, themes, and recommendations, which will be used to update the 5-year cultural plan, which the committee will review in 2024. Review programming and events at the Art Center and provide recommendation to the staff. The committee received a presentation from the city staff at the July meeting on the programs and events expected at the Art Center. The committee provided feedback and was eagerly anticipating the Art Center grand opening. Support visual and performing artists by encouraging additional opportunities to perform at exhibit in the community. The committee received a presentation on the art gallery program in May and approved a recommendation to host 2 exhibits for the emerging and professional local artists. The Parks Commission also approved the recommendation. Collaborate with local arts groups, nonprofit groups, schools, and businesses to promote arts in the community and leverage art resources. The committee recommended staff to collaborate with the local arts groups, schools, and businesses. Staff partnered with PTA to host the Reflections Art Program at the Doherty Station Community Arts Center and community groups such as the Association of Indo-American and Agomuni to offer publicity support. Goals and objectives for 2024. It'll focus on 3 main goals of parks, trails, open space, and recreation master plan. Increase cultural arts programs offering by 1 to 2 classes a year. Emphasize programming that responds to different cultural segments, focuses on multi-generational and intergenerational opportunities, and brings a geographically diverse community together, movie nights, food trucks, etc. Doherty Station Community Center programming and reuse plan. Goals and objectives for 2024. Review current art programs and classes within the city and Doherty Station Community Arts Center. Make recommendation to staff for improvement. Select an artist to commission an original piece of artwork for San Ramon Art and Mint Festival. Review art gallery exhibit proposals and select exhibits for Lindsay Driggs Brown Gallery, the El Costa Senior Center Gallery, the Community Center Gallery, the Doherty Station Community Arts Center Gallery, the City Hall Gallery, and the San Ramon Main Library Gallery. Review public art proposals from private developments and make recommendation for acceptance to the Planning Commission. Review cultural growth grant applications and recommend grant amounts to the staff. Encourage Art Advisory Committee members to be an ambassador for the arts, attend a minimum of 4 art events per year in San Ramon, and provide feedback to the staff. Update City of San Ramon 5-year cultural growth plan, 2024-2028. Review the Art in Public Places program and make recommendation on updates if necessary. Review and make recommendations for future permanent public art projects at the Doherty Station Community Arts Center. Thank you so much, and we'll take questions at this time. And I would like Adam.
Marisol will ask you first, you're the liaison.
artist, that is really nice. That's a nice piece of fine work there, that put together. Of the city hall. That was fascinating. I had to stop and admire that. for a while. Just that, I just want to say the Arts Foundation, the Arts Advisory Committee is very dedicated. I can tell you. We stay as long as we need to stay until we get the work done. And sometimes it's 3 or 4 hour meetings, but it's okay because we get the work done and the community is a beneficiary of all of that. And it's really your time and dedication that you've put into the committee that's making it everything that it is. And just want, as somebody who is very much, I've done art since high school. That was something I enjoyed doing. And I think it's a very, an important part of our lives. And thank you for fostering that in our community. Thank you.
Go ahead, John.
I've been a member, as Adam knows, and others on the arts staff. I've been a liaison to the Arts Advisory Committee for more than 10 years on and off. And it was a big thrill for me because I'm an engineer. I'm not an art guy, but I thoroughly enjoy going through the art selection process. And we have our art galleries around town and all the other things. This is one of the most active committees there are and has a very visual impact on the city. And I'm very grateful for that. And I thank you for all the hard work you put into it. You and all of your committee members.
I like the painting of the public utilities
Oh, the utility box.
of that program.
Yeah, I have a
Time
question
for
on
a
that one.
Refresh on those?
Yeah, that was my question about to ask.
Go ahead, Sridhar.
So do we have any plans to further extend that? The utility
Currently,
box?
we're looking at permanent public art at the Doherty Station Community Art Center. So that is the current plan right now. And then once usually we do alternating between permanent public art and temporary public art. And the utility boxes fall under the temporary public art. So we're working on the permanent public art right now, and then we'll look at the next steps in regards to temporary public art right after that.
One of the places you ought to look at is right in front of the new Aspenwood development. There is utility boxes there, that run the traffic signals at Kimball. And so that ought to be on your list when you get around to doing that. That would be a really great place right there in front of the new Aspenwood development.
The Danville Oak tree.
Yeah. No.
Okay, cool. Ranjini, thank you very much for a great presentation. 2023 is the year of arts for San Ramon, especially with our Doherty Station Community Arts Center. You all raised your bar very high, and the accomplishments that you got is phenomenal, and that's going to be definitely for 2024. I'm sure you'll be able to achieve much further than that. A few things that I would like to recommend from my side is about our arts, especially with your 5-year cultural plan that you're planning. It will be great if we can bring in our Discover San Ramon and Chamber of Commerce. So see how we can leverage their services and how we can make use of their resources to encourage arts, especially our community, San Ramon community. There are like phenomenal artists, like some great artists we have. So that's one thing I would like to see. And also I would like to see, the future, the next level, right? So as we have very highly talented youth, so I would like to see how we can bring some training, new technology trainings, especially like, for example, if someone want to create their own NFTs out of their digital creations, we should start doing some programs so that we can teach that to our youth so that they can, or also anyone within the community. So that will be a great 5-year cultural plan, I think. So those are a couple of my recommendations. But once again, thank you very much. Appreciate for all your great work, and each and every one of our Arts Advisory Committee. All are fantastic. Thanks, Adam, and our Parks Department. Once again, thank you for all your good work.
You need to work on a float for the light parade next year. You could throw beads off like Mardi Gras.
I don't have any questions, but Ranjini, thank you very much for the presentation. The visual and performing arts is so important to our community, and you guys have had a busy year with the Art Summit and reopening of the Doherty Station Community Arts Center and just all the things that you've been doing. Some great cultural programming and special events, the gallery art. It's, as was said, these are the things we see that our citizens, our residents see all the time. So you're making a definite impact, and appreciate all the work that you've done, your leadership, and thank you, Adam, and all the committee members for their role in 2023. Look forward to what you guys are going to do in 2024.
And I also want to add the extra mile you have gone that I've seen in the time I've been here to really reach out to, communities that especially may be typically left out of participating in our arts activities and things of that nature. So really creating that accessibility and inclusivity is a really wonderful thing to see. And it really can be life transforming for some of our community members. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to thank all my committee members on our behalf. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Without objection, we accept the report, and thank you for coming out tonight. Always like to hear our reports from advisory committees. Okay, next item, please.
Item 10, city manager and city council member comments and matters initiated.
Big week for you. You started off.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mayor and council members. I do have a few items this evening. The first and most important item of the evening is coming up on Wednesday, February 28th, is the State of the City Address with Mayor Hudson. This is presented by the San Ramon Chamber of Commerce, takes place at the San Ramon Marriott from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And this event is ticketed and includes lunch. To get tickets, you need to visit the chamber website at sanramon.org. The next item that I'd like to update the council and the community about is new paving on Crow Canyon Road. So this is the phased roadway paving, and it's expected to begin in late February. They are out there now as of yesterday with new traffic controls. So we want to make the community aware of some traffic control changes there. Pavement is expected to take 4 to 6 weeks, and unfortunately may be impacted by the weather, which has been the big delay overall in the project. We're crossing our fingers that can get done soon, and you'll see new paving throughout that section. Weekly updates on the Crow Canyon widening project are posted on the city website. It's on our homepage. You scroll down to the section called Hot Topics and click on Read More under Crow Canyon widening. If you would like information and other updates sent to you directly via email, we also have updates on the widening project, the Iron Horse Trail overcrossing at Bollinger, and our weekly news and info emails. You can sign up for those emails at the city website at sanramon.ca.gov/weekly news. And the weekly news and info emails are also posted to the homepage of the city website when they are sent. You can find those at What's New and just scroll to weekly update. And with that, that ends my my update for this evening.
Nothing on a convention you went to?
Yes, went to the city managers convention last week. Lots of discussion about AI in the public sector. There's many great opportunities. It's always wise to have a policy in place before you implement something like that. And also a lot of updates on the challenges that we're facing in local government, as many businesses are with recruiting, retention, getting new employees into the field. So it was a really great and informative convention.
Good. Okay, Shadar, you want to lead us off?
Sure. It's been pretty quite couple of weeks, actually 3 weeks, on the community event side. I attended one for the craft feed. It was very well attended. I joined with my fellow council member Armstrong, so we both did dig into their crafts and serve them in the trays. So, so definitely that was a good one. And then on January 29th, I attended San Ramon Historic Foundation board meeting. In that again, that agenda was very small. Mostly it was covered about how well the craft feed festival was done, and looks like it was a huge success both on communities connection wise as well as on the financial side. San Ramon Historic Foundation did really successfully on that event. And also they touched base about Boone House. It is coming up as per plan. So that's city staff is working pretty close with our Santa Monica Historic Foundation to make sure we get whatever we promised to get it done. Thanks for our Parks Community Services Department again. One more thing I would like to mention definitely is I'm really excited about Zakir Hussain show. It's who is a Grammy Award winner. His show is on April 21st. If you didn't get your tickets, I hope there are a few still more available, maybe like few of them. So make sure you get it before you miss it. He received Grammy Awards in the recent Grammy award. So that's pretty much from my side.
Thank you, Shida. Scott, go ahead.
Okay, attended the Tri-Valley Transportation Council meeting, Board of Directors meeting. The agenda was pretty light for that. I am the chair of the planning committee for the CCTA, Contra Costa Transportation Authority. We reviewed the annual letter to local jurisdictions regarding the urban limit line. And then we discussed the Transportation Fund for Clean Air, TFCA, which comes from the Area Air Quality Management District monies. And then we discussed a couple other topics, TDM 2.0. Had a meeting of SWAT, which is the Southwest Area Transportation Committee. I was elected the vice chair. Renata Sauce was elected the chair. And then I was also elected as the CCTA rep for SWAT going forward. We had a discussion also of TDM 2.0, but an interesting one came up from the Lafayette representative about AB 181 and AB 185. So I'll be talking to the city manager about that. Those are two bills that include transportation reimbursement for students to school. And so we ought to investigate, can we, working with our school district, get that money? Or in the case of the Lafayette La Miranda, the school districts don't seem particularly interested, so they're looking to see if they can get the local representative to put a paragraph or two sentences in a future bill to get that to JPAs. Because there are only a couple of JPAs in the state that provide bus service for students. And so when the bill was written, it was all about school districts and not about JPAs. And then we talked briefly about traffic's funding. So that's my report. And we had a fabulous time at the council retreat.
My turn?
Yes.
Okay. Last week of January was a pretty busy one. I haven't heard it mentioned yet, but we did have the groundbreaking for the South County Fire Training Complex there. It's a training facility in a tower there at the corner of Mullinger Canyon Road and Crow Canyon Road. We also, that same day, had the ribbon cutting for the Public Safety Complex. It's a joint facility between San Ramon Police Department and San Ramon Valley Fire Protection District, as well as the newly constructed Emergency Operations Center and the Joint Dispatch Center. So great work was done there. Beautiful facility. And then on the 26th of January, I attended the Chamber of Commerce Business Roundtable. We had Lane Cortez Schroth from Rebecca Bauer Cahan's office provide a legislative update. Also, our Deputy City Manager, Scott Cole, provided an update on some of the things going on with the city. On the 27th of January was the reopening of Fire Station 34, right down here on the other side of the community center, between that and Iron Horse Middle School. A beautiful facility. It's really almost a whole new facility. They may have kept a wall somewhere. I'm not sure which wall that was, but it's pretty much a whole rebuilt fire station with 3 large vehicle bays. Nice. They've got dorm rooms, kitchen, gymnasium, day room, Just a really nice facility. That, one of the things
I
I
go home.
yeah, exactly. One of the things I learned was that the fire district has, I guess, 3 canines for search and rescue and that sort of thing. They're based out of there. They don't necessarily stay on site there, but they'll stay with their handlers. But that's kind of the central point for the canines for the fire district. And then, as mentioned, I was at the crab feed with Sridhar pulling crab and Mayor Hudson. Great turnout there. And as I understand it, the fundraising part of that went towards the sheep barn, the new floor at the sheep barn. That's, at least that was my understanding, over at Forest Home Farm. So as far as meetings, I attended the Senior Advisory Committee meeting. Cindy Yee from Community Development provided an update. We heard something on in public comment about Aspen Woods, but Cindy briefed on Aspen Woods to the Seniors Committee. 122 units for 62 years old and up. As we heard, it's opening this month. 100% affordable. They've got studio and 1-bedroom places. Some of those are accessible. Outdoor park, a dog walk area, kitchen, community room, fitness center. There are obviously some income restrictions, and also the San Ramon priority program is in place there. Also, Scott Cole provided a financial outlook for the city, demonstrated how we compare with other cities in terms of revenue, as well as talked about some expenditures and, you know, some options on how we might maintain the level of service that everyone's kind of come to expect, whether that's austerity measures, revenue measures, or hybrid, some combination of all the above. On the 7th of February, I attended the State of the School District. It was entitled Celebrate Innovation in Education. Dr. Malloy, the superintendent for the school district, provided an update of things going on. It was also a fundraiser for the San Ramon Valley Education Foundation. Nice event. And I think they were pretty successful in their fundraising from what I could see. And then on the 8th of February was the Street Smarts 20th anniversary celebration right here in City Hall at the Rotunda. That program started back in 2004, 3 fatalities of, young kids, traffic fatalities. But it's a great program providing education to our, elementary school, middle school, and high school students on traffic safety and awareness, and what to do when you're biking and walking and that sort of thing. They've got a great program with their community bike rodeo, their video contests, and some of the great things that they do. And then on the 10th of February, I attended the Open Space Advisory Committee speaker event. This was with Susan Alcorn. She was talking about things learned on the trail. She shared about the importance of hiking, not just to her personally, but also to women. Was kind of the focus of that. She's hiked over 30,000 miles on 5 continents, and is one of very few people who've done the Triple Crown of hiking, which is the Appalachian Trail, the Pacific Crest Trail, and the Continental Divide. There are more people that have climbed to the top of Mount Everest than have done those 3 things. So it's quite an honor, and she gave a great presentation. And then also yesterday was Monday, that was yesterday, was the Open Space Advisory Committee meeting. And we had continued discussion on doing an open space and a green space inventory. And the committee came up with a new meeting time for future meeting sessions. So, and that is my report.
Marcel?
Thank you. On January 25th, I attended the Housing Advisory Committee meeting. It was a relatively short meeting because we basically were discussing whether we wanted to continue as a committee to exist. And apparently Debbie and our staff have done too good of a job, and including the Housing Advisory Committee, and basically they didn't feel there was much need left for them sufficient work for them to continue to operate as a committee. So they made the decision to terminate and disband as a committee. Then I also attended immediately after the groundbreaking ribbon cutting ceremony of the South County Fire Training Tower as well with my fellow council members, some of my fellow council members here. And then on January 29th, I attended the Arts Foundation board meeting where we discussed a Yelp event that's happening on February 22nd, 2 to 10 p.m. At the Doherty Station Community Arts Center. It's $20. It's a really fun event. It's just basically celebrating, bringing the community together all around arts and appreciation for the arts, but it's a $20 entry fee. It's 21, you have to be age 21 and over, so make sure to be mindful of that. Bring your ID. So, the Arts Foundation will be in attendance and collecting, obviously, donations. The money raised will go to help the Arts Foundation, and they will also promote the Arts Foundation and try to get increased memberships there. And then thereafter, they're also revamped basically their brochure to update it. Apparently, it's been a really long time and needed a refacing, but it's beautiful. You'll see it if you're there. I think it's got a very nice, fresh look to it. And then on January 30th, I went to the Street Smarts Advisory Committee meeting. We talked about the bike rodeo meeting as well. And sorry, I just want to make sure I'm covering everything here. We basically covered the event that we had, the Street Smarts 20th anniversary celebration, which happened on February 8th. That was as was just mentioned, of which I attended as well with Councilmember Armstrong. And then we also discussed the middle and high school Be Real Video Contest Award ceremony for 2024. We discussed the theme of safety first. The contest entry dates are from now until March 6th of 2024. The award ceremony will be on March 25th at Danville Village Theater and Arts Gallery, and from 6 p.m. With refreshments, 6:30 ceremony. And then we reviewed the 2023-2024 assembly programs, the elementary and middle schools and high schools, CHP Start Smart Teen Driver Safety presentations. And we also reviewed the Community Bike Festival in Danville on May 11th, 2024 at Charlottewood Middle School, Blacktop. And that will be at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on May 11th. And that's about it for that meeting. And then, of course, like with everybody else, with my fellow council members, I attended the goal setting meeting on Saturday the 3rd, and we covered a lot of ground, that's for sure. A lot of important ground. It was great, very productive. And yeah, on the 8th was the Street Smarts ceremony, so 20th anniversary. So that's about it. Thank you.
Maybe the best part about that is all the council members from Danville were complaining about all the calls they were getting about Crow Canyon. I said, good, don't let them call us. But I want to go back to something earlier. Councilmember Armstrong brought up about the new firehouse. I want to thank Paige Meyer personally for highlighting how much contribution Bishop Ranch put into that. And they also paid for about half of one of those new fire trucks. The building's nice, but it's the trucks that put out the fires and the firemen. I mean, that's really a high-class place. They should be very happy with that. I know we will be. And lastly, I met with the other mayors in the Tri-Valley for a luncheon and the lobbyists back in DC and in Sacramento. And there's a lot of legislation that I'm not going to tell you about tonight, But if you need to look it up, I'll have it upstairs. And you're gonna hear about it at the dinner that we have coming up.
Yep.
I see you're all going to, so I don't think you need it twice, but also the big direction that we gave them is anything that comes up in DC or in Sacramento that has to do with funding on transportation. Don't forget it's Valley Link and the Innovate 680. They're tier 1 projects at MTC, which is where you need to be if you want to get funding. There's a lot of great ideas out there, but nobody gets funded unless you're getting
there.
it through
You gotta be at the
MPC.
table.
You got to be at the table. So they're doing a great job back there, as Scott, you saw. And outside of that, that's it for me. Anyone else or next item?
Item 11, adjournment.
Well, unless anybody wants to stay here longer, we're adjourned.